Moscow, 1924. Mourners gather for Lenin's funeral following the Soviet leader's death. Thousands filed past his body displayed in the Hall of Columns. Lenin's embalmed remains were placed in a mausoleum on Red Square where they remain today. Oswiecim, Poland, January 1945. Soviet Red Army forces liberate Auschwitz-Birkenau concentration and extermination camp, revealing the largest Nazi death facility. Over 1 million people, primarily Jews, were murdered there. Liberators found 7,000 surviving prisoners in horrific condition. Guam, July 1944. United States Marines walk past a downed Japanese HID-3A Val dive bomber at Agat beachhead. The carrier-based aircraft was shot down during the American invasion. Guam's recapture took 3 weeks of intense fighting. War zone, date uncertain. A French photographer documents combat during wartime. War correspondents risked their lives capturing images that informed the public. Their work provided crucial historical documentation despite constant danger from enemy fire and battlefield conditions. Nuremberg, Germany, 1946. John Woods served as hangman at the war crimes trials, reportedly enjoying his work executing convicted Nazi officials. 10 condemned men were hanged. Woods's competence was questioned. Several executions were prolonged and poorly conducted. Trieste, Austro-Hungarian Empire, World War I. The Imperial and Royal Sea Battalion poses in naval infantry uniform. These specialized troops conducted amphibious operations and coastal defense. Austria-Hungary maintained naval forces throughout the Adriatic despite being primarily a land power. Tennessee, circa 1945. Georgia Tann poses with an unknown toddler at her unlicensed adoption agency. Between the mid-1920s and 1950, she trafficked over 5,000 children in a black market baby adoption scheme. Her crimes destroyed countless families. Romania, December 1989. Hundreds of thousands protest across the country, engaging in street battles with state security services over 2 weeks. Dictator Nicolae Ceausescu and his wife Alina were captured and executed on Christmas Day. The revolution ended communist rule. Libya-Egypt border, early 1942. Italian Bersagliere troops operate on the North African front during the Desert Campaign. The elite light infantry wore distinctive plumed hats. Italian forces fought alongside Germans against British Commonwealth armies throughout the region. Mount Mansfield, Stowe, Vermont, 1927. 2 women admire the scenic mountain view. Vermont's ski industry was developing during this era. The state would become a major winter tourism destination. Such leisure activities reflected growing middle-class prosperity. Libya, early 2000s. Muammar Gaddafi poses with 2 members of his all-female Amazonian Guard, elite bodyguard unit. The controversial leader maintained this unconventional security detail throughout his rule. Gaddafi was killed during the 2011 Libyan uprising. Pacific Theater, World War II. A Japanese pilot poses with his Kai-Gunto sword, the traditional weapon carried by officers. Such swords symbolized the warrior code and samurai heritage. Many pilots flew suicide missions carrying these ancestral blades into battle. United States, March 1888. The Great Blizzard paralyzed the East Coast with 40 to 50 inches of snow and hurricane-force winds. Over 400 people died. Telegraph lines collapsed, isolating New York City. The disaster prompted underground infrastructure development. Malibu, California, March 1946. Photographer Joao Jasca captures Marilyn Monroe at the beach in Kodachrome. Monroe was 20 years old and beginning her modeling career. Within a decade, she would become Hollywood's most famous actress and international icon. Bethel, New York, August 1969. Jimi Hendrix performs at Woodstock, delivering his iconic rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner to close the festival. His distorted guitar work captured the era's turbulence. Hendrix died 1 year later at 27. California, August 1969. The last photograph of Sharon Tate, taken 3 days before members of the Manson family cult murdered her, her unborn son and 4 others in her home. She was 26 years old and 8 months pregnant. Hospital room, December 1951. A mother sees her newborn baby after assistance from a midwife. Home births remained common in many regions despite hospital deliveries becoming standard. Midwives provided essential maternal care throughout communities for generations. Berlin, February 1945. Hitler examines architectural models of Linz in the Reich Chancellery basement. He planned to transform his Austrian hometown into a cultural capital. 2 months later, he committed suicide as Soviet forces captured Berlin. United States, 1915. Silent film star Anita King completed a solo transcontinental automobile trip from Los Angeles to New York City in a Kissel auto provided by Paramount. The stunt driver refused to take a back seat. Her achievement demonstrated women's capabilities. Oswiecim, Poland, January 1945. Soviet forces liberated Auschwitz-Birkenau 81 years ago today, revealing the Nazi death camp where over 1 million people were murdered. The site stands as a memorial to Holocaust victims and testament to genocide's horror. Film set 1971. Charles Bronson poses with his wife, actress Jill Ireland. The couple appeared together in 15 films. Ireland died of breast cancer in 1990. Bronson, known for tough guy roles, became a major action star throughout the 70s. Duc Pho, Vietnam, August 1967. A twin-engine Caribou transport crashes after American artillery accidentally shot down the ammunition-laden plane crossing a firing zone while landing at a special forces camp. All 3 crewmen died. Friendly fire killed thousands. Concert stage, 1985. The Beastie Boys chase Madonna with water pistols during a performance. The hip-hop group opened for Madonna on her Virgin tour. Their rowdy stage antics contrasted sharply with her pop image. They later achieved massive success independently. Stralsund, East Germany, July 1957. North Vietnamese revolutionary leader Ho Chi Minh poses with German sailors aboard a ship during his visit. Communist nations maintained fraternal relations during the Cold War. Ho led Vietnam's independence struggle against France and America. Dili, East Timor, 1999. Police assault a civilian who urged them to stop violence between government-backed militia and pro-independence supporters. Photographer Jay Stanmeyer captured the moment before officers shot and killed the man. Indonesia's brutal occupation killed thousands. United States, 1874–1923. Samuel Parks, born with osteogenesis imperfecta causing extremely fragile bones, became a famous sideshow performer. Despite his condition, he maintained a sense of humor and was known as a fun conversationalist. He died at 49. Mississippi, 1961. Joan Trumpower Mulholland was arrested for protesting and tested for mental illness. Law enforcement couldn't fathom why a white woman would advocate civil rights for black people. She remained active in the movement despite harassment and violence. Quebec, Canada, 1998. Transmission towers lie collapsed under ice during the devastating ice storm. Freezing rain coated infrastructure with several inches of ice, collapsing power lines across the region. Millions lost electricity for weeks during winter's coldest period. Edinburgh, Scotland, circa 1920. A zookeeper feeds penguins at Edinburgh Zoo. The facility opened in 1913 and became Scotland's premier zoological institution. Such photographs documented early zoo operations and public fascination with exotic wildlife from distant continents. Moscow, Soviet Union, 1954. A couple daringly holds hands publicly in post-war Moscow. Public displays of affection were discouraged in Soviet society. The photograph captures a private moment of human connection despite pervasive state surveillance and social conservatism. Poland, 1930s. Henry poses with his parents and siblings. He was the only family member to survive the Holocaust, saved by Oskar Schindler. Millions of Jewish families were destroyed. Schindler's factory protected over 1,000 Jews from extermination. Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario, January 1919. The 2nd Battalion Polish Army assembles in Canada following World War I. Polish forces served Allied causes while fighting for national independence. Poland regained sovereignty after over a century of partition by surrounding empires. Amiens, France, 1915. A column of German prisoners walks through the town center during World War I. Captured soldiers faced uncertain fates in prisoner of war camps. Millions were captured on all fronts throughout the 4-year conflict across Europe. Hungary, 1896. Hungarian nobles wear ceremonial dress for the Millennial Exhibition Organizing Committee, celebrating 1,000 years since Magyar conquest. The elaborate traditional costumes reflected national pride. Austria-Hungary's multi-ethnic empire would collapse within 2 decades of this photograph. Wedding reception, 1947. A mother laughs as she tosses her wedding bouquet to her sister. The joyful moment captures family celebration and tradition. Such photographs preserved precious memories across generations, documenting life's happiest occasions for families to cherish. Hollywood, October 1956. Actress Jane Mansfield poses as Jane with future husband Mickey Hargitay at a Halloween party hosted by Hollywood press agents. The glamorous couple married in 1958. Mansfield died in a car accident in 1967 at 34. Video game promotional image, date uncertain. Atmospheric story-driven horror advertised where the past isn't done with you. Horror gaming evolved from simple graphics to immersive psychological experiences. The genre explores fear, trauma, and memory through interactive storytelling. United States, circa 1950s. A young woman works on her saddle shoes, either axing or painting them. The two-tone Oxford style defined 1950s youth fashion. Maintaining and customizing shoes reflected teenage culture and self-expression during the post-war prosperity. Kathmandu, Nepal, September 1983. Andrew Mason photographed the day before he died of dehydration from diarrhea. The medical student from Western Ontario and son of a Holocaust survivor had volunteered his medical services. He was 25 years old. Hollywood, November 1952. Photographer J.R. Ironman captures audience members wearing three-dimensional glasses during the first screening of Buona Devil, the first full-length color 3D movie at Paramount Theatre. The technology briefly gained popularity before fading decades. Grafton Street, Dublin, Ireland, circa 1897. A lady wearing a monocle sits in a horse-pulled car captured on glass plate negative. Victorian Dublin bustled with street traffic before automobiles. Such photographs preserved urban life before motorization transformed cities worldwide. New York City, 1957. A small group of seamen visit Manhattan during shore leave. Sailors on Liberty explored the city's entertainment districts. New York served as a major port where naval personnel and merchant mariners enjoyed brief respites from sea. Istanbul, Turkey, present day. The 1,600-year-old Bozdogan Valens aqueduct stands as an engineering feat. Built in the 4th century AD, it supplied water through Roman, Byzantine, and Ottoman periods. The structure survived earthquakes and conquests across 16 centuries. Alexandria, Virginia, August 1939. Police escort 5 black men from the Alexandria Library after they performed a sit-in protest against racial segregation policies. This incident is believed one of the first, if not the first, sit-in protests in United States history. United States, 1969. People travel on the road to Woodstock Music Festival in New York. Over 400,000 attended the 3-day event. The gathering became a defining moment of counterculture, representing peace, music, and generational rebellion against establishment values. Milan, Italy, date uncertain. Squadristi members of the ACSA fascist action squad pose together. Blackshirt paramilitary groups used violence and intimidation against political opponents during Mussolini's rise. Their brutal tactics enabled fascist seizure of power in 1922. Saipan, Northern Mariana Islands, 1944. Photographer W. Eugene Smith documents the Pacific War. Smith captured some of World War II's most powerful images despite being severely wounded by a mortar shell. His photography influenced generations of photojournalists worldwide. Vancouver, Canada, 1939. King George VI and Queen Elizabeth arrived by royal train. The visit was the first by reigning British monarchs to Canada. The tour strengthened Commonwealth bonds before World War II. War began months after their return to Britain. Yugoslavia, January 1972. Flight attendant Vesna Vulovic survives a 33,330-foot fall after JAT Yugoslav Airlines Flight 367 broke apart mid-air following a bomb explosion. Her 6-mile fall holds the Guinness World Record. She survived with serious injuries. Tula, Mexico, circa 1940s. Archaeologists excavate and raise the Atlantean figures at the Toltec site. The massive stone warriors supported a temple roof. Pre-Columbian monuments revealed sophisticated ancient Mesoamerican civilizations predating Aztec dominance by centuries. United States, January 1926. Nikola Tesla predicted radio principles would allow people to witness distant events via pocket instruments like magic crystals. He foresaw radio-controlled flying machines and borderless global harmony. Many predictions proved remarkably accurate decades later. London, England, 1950. Audrey Hepburn poses for a photo magazine while working as a chorus girl. The Belgian-born performer was beginning her entertainment career. Within 3 years, she would win an Oscar for Roman Holiday and become an international icon. North Africa, 1940 to 1943. Italian Bersagliere troops operate an autocannon anti-aircraft gun mounted on a captured Ford CMP truck. Italian forces improvised with captured equipment throughout the desert campaign. Axis armies faced severe supply shortages against better-equipped Allied forces. Oroville, California, date uncertain. Western Pacific Railroad locomotive number 254, a steam 2882 articulated engine, poses for documentation. Such powerful locomotives hauled freight through California's mountainous terrain. Steam power dominated railroads before diesel replaced it mid-century. France, 1545. An oil painting depicts the 1520 field of the Cloth of Gold summit between King Henry VII of England and Francis I of France. The monarchs famously wrestled, and a dragon was flown overhead. The lavish diplomatic spectacle cost fortunes. Italian Social Republic, 1943–1945. 2 soldiers of the M battalions hold the flag of Mussolini's puppet state. After Italy's 1943 surrender, German Y occupied northern Italy. Fascist loyalists continued fighting alongside Germans until 1945 defeat. Scientific Journal, January 1926. Physicist Erwin Schrödinger publishes his theory of wave mechanics and presents what became the Schrödinger equation in quantum mechanics. The breakthrough fundamentally changed physics. Schrödinger later won the Nobel Prize for his revolutionary contributions. Film set 1967. Sharon Tate appears in The Fearless Vampire Killers, born January 24, 1943. She would have been 83 today. Manson family members murdered her in 1969 while she was 8 months pregnant. Her death shocked the world. Seattle, Washington, January 1856. Marines from USS Decatur drive off Native American attackers after a day-long battle with settlers during the First Battle of Seattle. Conflict arose from land disputes and forced relocations. The attack failed to dislodge American settlement. Rye, New York, 1956. Architect Ulrich Franzen designed his own modernist house featuring clean lines and integration with landscape. Mid-century modern architecture emphasized open floor plans and natural materials. Such designs revolutionized American residential architecture throughout the post-war decades. United States, date uncertain. Activist Angela Davis stated, "I am no longer accepting the things I cannot change, I am changing the things I cannot accept." Her radical activism challenged racism, capitalism, and the prison system. Davis influenced generations of activists. Indiana University, circa 1960. Swimmers pose at the university pool. Collegiate athletics expanded significantly during the post-war decades. Swimming programs trained competitive athletes while providing recreation. Universities invested heavily in sports facilities, attracting students and building institutional pride. Beirut, Lebanon, date uncertain. A Lebanese Maronite grandmother appears with her mother and siblings. Maronite Christians maintain distinct cultural identity in Lebanon's diverse religious landscape. Family photographs preserved heritage across generations as families dispersed through emigration and conflict. Alabang, Philippines, January 1926. A view looking north from south of Manila captures the developing landscape. The Philippines remained under American colonial administration following Spanish rule's end. Independence would come 20 years later after World War II Japanese occupation. Los Angeles, 1940. Buster Keaton and Boris Karloff, dressed as Frankenstein's monster, attend the All-Star Mount Sinai benefit baseball game. Silent film star Keaton and horror icon Karloff represented different Hollywood eras. Celebrity charity events raised funds for hospitals. Berlin, Germany, January 1933. Adolf Hitler and his cabinet pose on the day he became chancellor. Conservative politicians believed they could control him. Within months, Hitler established dictatorship. The Nazi regime would plunge Europe into war and genocide. Memphis, Tennessee, 1957. Young Elvis Presley meets legendary blues musician B.B. King. Both revolutionized American music, drawing from gospel and blues traditions. Their friendship represented musical cross-pollination that transformed popular culture despite segregation's racial barriers throughout the South. American Old West, 19th century. Despite Hollywood portrayals, Faro was the most popular gambling game, not poker. The simple game gave players 50-50 winning chances when played straight. Dealers devised numerous cheating methods to ensure profitability in saloons. Tehran, Iran, February 1979. Iranian students celebrate the Islamic Revolution's victory, holding Ayatollah Khomeini's portrait. The revolution overthrew Shah Pahlavi's monarchy, establishing an Islamic republic. Khomeini returned from exile to lead the new theocratic government despite initial secular participation. California, 1960. Steve McQueen, the King of Cool, poses with his Jaguar XKSS sports car and his trusty horse Doc. The actor embodied rebellious masculinity on and off screen. McQueen's passion for racing and motorcycles enhanced his cultural icon status. Culver City, California, 1928. Crew films Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's iconic Roaring Lion movie intro. The studio trademark became one of cinema's most recognizable symbols. Several different lions portrayed Leo over the decades. The roar was actually dubbed from Tiger recordings. Andes Mountains, 1972. Eduardo Strauch shows gratitude toward Roberto Canessa after their Uruguayan Air Force flight crashed. Survivors endured 72 days in freezing mountains. They resorted to eating deceased passengers. 16 of 45 passengers survived the ordeal. Monte Ortori, Lazio, Italy, 1967. Photographer Pepe Merisio documents rural Italian life. His work captured traditional culture before modernization transformed mountain communities. Merisio's photography preserved vanishing ways of life throughout Italy's remote regions for future generations. Athletic venue circa 1920s. An athlete stands at rest between efforts during competition. Early 20th century sports photography documented athletic achievement and physical culture. The Olympic movement and organized athletics grew rapidly throughout this period, celebrating human physical potential. Paris, France, 1964. Photographer Daniel Kramer captures Bob Dylan playing chess. The folk singer embraced European intellectual culture during his rising fame. Within months, Dylan would controversially go electric, transforming popular music and alienating folk purists forever. Britain, circa 1896. Lady Waterford rides a specially made invalid carriage on glass plate negative, possibly accompanied by friends and family. Victorian ingenuity adapted transportation for disabled individuals. Wealthy invalids accessed custom mobility solutions unavailable to the poor. Austria-Hungary and Italy, late October or early November 1918. An Austro-Hungarian delegation negotiates armistice terms with Italy. The empire was collapsing as subject nationalities declared independence. Armistice came November 4th. Austria-Hungary dissolved days later into successor states. Film set 1973. Madeline Smith poses holding a gun for publicity portrait for the James Bond film Live and Let Die. Roger Moore's first Bond film featured Smith as Miss Caruso. The franchise continued its tradition of glamorous women alongside exotic locations. Buffalo, New York, January 1962. Bishop Burke of the Catholic Diocese prohibits the twist, calling it the dance of the devil. Religious authorities frequently condemned new dance crazes. Youth culture repeatedly challenged conservative social norms throughout the 20th century. Ireland or Britain, circa 1899, a man poses with his motorcar carrying a passenger on the front captured on glass plate negative. Early automobiles were expensive novelties for wealthy owners. Vehicle design remained experimental with unconventional passenger placement. Niger, Africa, 1969. A man receives a smallpox vaccine during the global eradication campaign. The World Health Organization's vaccination effort successfully eliminated smallpox by 1980, the first disease eradicated by human intervention. Millions of lives were saved worldwide. Television set, date uncertain. The original cast poses for a casual photograph together. Such behind-the-scenes images captured camaraderie among performers. Television productions created close-knit communities during long shooting schedules. Fans treasured glimpses of stars' off-camera relationships. Leicester Square, London, October 1956. Film actress Marilyn Monroe meets Queen Elizabeth II at the Royal Command film performance. Both women were born in 1926. Monroe represented Hollywood glamour while Elizabeth embodied royal tradition. The encounter symbolized two worlds colliding. New York Harbor, early 20th century. The RMS Olympic, Titanic's sister ship, appears in a lovely photograph. Olympic served successfully for 24 years unlike her doomed sister. The White Star liner survived World War I and was scrapped in 1935. Film set, date uncertain. A scene captures dialogue, "That woman's a dummy like you." Classic cinema preserved memorable lines and performances. Golden Age Hollywood produced thousands of films. Modern audiences rediscover forgotten gems and quotable moments from cinema history. Medellin, Colombia, 1890s-1960s. Photographer Felix de Pereira documents Nuestra Señora de Loreto Church across decades. Colombian churches represented colonial Spanish heritage and Catholic dominance. Such long-term documentation showed urban transformation, while religious architecture provided continuity through changing times. Miniature display, date uncertain. A 54mm Union Standard bearer historical miniature from the American Civil War. Detailed military miniatures allow collectors to recreate historical battles. Hobbyists paint and display figures representing soldiers from throughout history. Romania, 1910s. Prince Carol, future King Carol II, trains with a Chauchat machine gun. Romanian royalty prepared for military service. Carol's reign from 1930 to 1940 was marked by political instability and authoritarianism before his abdication. Prague, Czechoslovakia, January 1921. Kale Chapek's play Arua Rossum's Universal Robots premieres, first using the word robot to describe an artificial person. Chapek invented the term from Czech word for forced labor. The concept influenced science fiction forever. United States, January 1863. General Ambrose Burnside is relieved of Army of the Potomac Command after the disastrous Fredericksburg campaign during the Civil War. Joseph Hooker replaced him. Burnside's incompetence led to catastrophic Union casualties in futile frontal assaults. Virginia, July 1861. Second Lieutenant Presley Craig wrote, "We are to have a grand battle this morning," before being killed in action at First Bull Run, his final. Words captured the naivety preceding America's bloodiest war. Over 600,000 would die. Kholistan Desert, Pakistan, present day. The crumbling Karagar fort gate stands among many 17th and 18th century fortifications throughout the desert. These structures protected trade routes and settlements. Desert conditions preserved ruins that might otherwise have vanished completely from wetter climates. Film set 1964. Sean Connery and Honor Blackman posed during Goldfinger production. Blackman played Pussy Galore, one of Bond's most memorable characters. The film became the franchise's most successful entry to that point, cementing James Bond as cultural phenomenon. United States, January 1898. Louis Ingler died from fracture of skull homicide at age 24 years and 17 days. Violent death remained common in late 19th century America. Homicide records documented lives cut short by violence in rapidly urbanizing society. Film still, date uncertain. A scene captures dialogue, "No more of your screwy ideas." Classic cinema preserved conversational language and social attitudes. Golden Age films reflected contemporary speech patterns and social dynamics. Such moments documented evolving American vernacular across decades. Artwork 1615. Peter Paul Rubens painted Daniel in the Lion's Den, depicting the biblical story. Baroque art emphasized drama and emotion. Rubens became one of history's most influential artists. His dynamic compositions and mastery of color defined Northern European Baroque painting. Havana, Cuba, 1804–1946. The Royal Customs Building served Spanish colonial administration and later independent Cuba. Colonial architecture dominated Cuban cities. The building witnessed centuries of political transformation from Spanish rule through independence to revolution and beyond. Britain, January 1940. Associated Press photograph shows Spitfires responding to air raid warnings. The caption notes they are among aviation's fastest military machines. These fighters defended Britain during the Battle of Britain. Their performance proved crucial to Allied victory. Post Office, January 1926. The Dead Letter Department handles undeliverable mail. Postal workers processed thousands of misdirected items. Before modern tracking, lost mail was common. Such facilities attempted to reunite correspondence with intended recipients or return to senders.